Hey there, Nolan and Jason here with Plumbing Webmasters.
Howdy.
Today's title is Hitting the Wall with Your Plumbing Marketing Funnel? Question mark. All right,
Or if you don't eat your meat, you can't have any pudding. How can you have any pudding if you don't eat your meat?
which is from
Pink Floyd's The Wall.
Pink Floyd's The Wall. So it's the catch-22 and the confusion of all this stuff and the return on investment on leads and leads coming from paid or your brand, aka organic. So I want to talk about it a little bit. There's all this rage about a funnel, and on some level, it has changed the way the marketing that we do has changed the way people respond a little bit.
Yeah, yeah.
A little bit. So there's nothing wrong with a funnel, but most of you guys who have tried funneled advertising have failed at it, and it has to do with, the catch-22 deal we're talking about.
It has to do with not understanding where you are in the funnel.
Right.
It's like it has to do with thinking that marketing, that the funnel is marketing, but the funnel is what you aim the marketing, is how you fill marketing is how you fill the funnel.
Right. And if the brand doesn't have a good foundation,
Right.
then the funnel won't work.
That was much better than my
Yeah.
tortured
So
way of putting
if
it.
there's not a good foundation, it's like, how can you have your pudding if you don't eat your meat? How can you, so it goes both ways. It goes back and forth. The trick to all this is if you build the brand, then you'll have conversion. But also if you build the brand digitally, then you show up in all these other metrics.
Right.
It's very difficult to just go throw money at somebody and say, hey, here's cash, get me leads.
Right.
So,
Which we hear all the time.
yeah, here's money. I just need leads. It's like,
I need leads.
yeah, it's like it does. It's like a crack fiend. So if you're crack fiending for leads, which is what it feels like to us in here,
Yeah.
I remind people, I was a contractor. I was a stinking contractor for a long time. I liked it. My family was contractors. I sold 23,000 alarm systems through, which was a home service. I mean, call it what you want. We got inbound calls, sales. We funneled them in, and then we sent contractors out. And back then, we used to drill holes and run wires. I mean, it was as much of a hard labor home service as anything.
Yeah.
And that business changed, but we had a brand for sure. I mean, back in that day, y'all might wrap a truck, but we stuck a yard sign out. We had a blue octagon yard sign with a lion's head on it, Guardian Alarms, and it was cool. It was cool, and that helped. But we also had a great website, and back then that was enough.
Yeah.
We had a fabulous website, and then people would call in and they'd find us, and we also had a little yellow pages back then, but that'd be a fool's move nowadays.
Yeah. Super old school.
But had we just kind of limped out there and tried to market and expect conversion, conversion got better. And like we ended with a bang. It was ludicrous how much we did,
Yeah.
how much volume we did. The phone would ring off the hook because the brand was known and then the marketing kept getting pushed out there.
Right.
I almost think a man should be the brand, like literally like become the brand. If you're a plumber and you're not thinking about this and your mindset's on a lead, there's nothing wrong with a lead. There's nothing.
Well, you need a lead. A lead's vital, but you have to change the way you think about getting them.
Right. It's the lead is what's going to come whether you have the brand or you buy a lead. But if you buy a lead and you don't have a brand, you have a trouble with the lead or even getting a lead in the first place.
Right.
So this is such a nuanced turn that if you don't understand and you miss it, you're dead. You're dead if you don't understand this. We just did a little short earlier, and it was like, Nolan, the question was, someone asked Nolan, this guy is dominating local maps in my market, but I know he's a massive jerk.
Yeah.
It's like, what doesn't he dominates local maps because he understands marketing and digital branded signaling.
Yeah. Google doesn't judge his personality.
They don't. Yeah. So the biggest jerks in town might be the most prolific online. And once the guy gets digital brand signaling, in case you're not catching in between the lines here, then he gets leads. Now, once you have leads, you might want to expand the brand and do something like a paid funnel.
Yeah.
But a funnel to us is also the overall brand.
Right.
So you could have a funnel and not have anything paid. So you could pay for digital marketing with Plumbing Webmasters and DataPins and funnel people that came through merely by exposure of eyeballs to the brand and then have some things. I mean, most of the stuff isn't going to end in an email. You want a phone call or a schedule. You might get an email, but most plumbing leads don't have time to run through a lengthy funneling system.
Yeah, most leads for a plumber are, my house is flooding right now. Please come right this moment.
Or something's wrong. It may not be an emergency, but they need it done.
Yeah,
They could take a cold shower, but they don't want to.
Right.
So whatever's happening, a lot of times doesn't lend itself to a funnel, but a funnel should be viewed as digital branded signaling, eyeballs on the brand out to a call or an appointment or a sale or an email. And then you could have some funneling aspects and actually run through a social media funnel or spend some money. But if the brand isn't strong, it won't convert in the first place.
Yeah.
So,
and I think what's really cool about this, a lot of people don't get, is if you work on your digital brand, it fills the funnel and helps convert what comes in the funnel at the same time.
right.
It actually combines those steps into one action.
Yeah, it literally, you'll then convert. I mean, it's easier to see on some things, but believe me, if you go out to a job and let's say that you've got a lead from anywhere, I don't care if it's Home Advisor, Yelp, your website, your Google Map, a lead came in, a neighbor referral, and you go bid an expensive job like a trenchless job or a relining or a front yard line leak or a whole house repiping, they're going to literally search you as soon as they leave the room, or possibly nowadays right in front of you.
Yeah.
I remember, Jason, back in the day when the phones were brand new out. I did have the first iPhone, and then I went to Android, and I came back to iPhone like eons later. But I had that iPhone out, and I would be at some place like Best Buy, or let's name somebody not here anymore, Montgomery Wards or something like that. So we'd be at one of these places. Some of these places don't exist anymore.
Yeah.
And I would look at it, and then I'm like, and Amazon was like a moderately new thought in people's heads.
Yeah. Amazon was just getting into being past books.
Yeah, they'd have consumer goods besides books, like some sort of, electronics. And you'd be like, oh, well, looks like a good deal. And then you'd look around and you'd kind of search. And guys, y'all may not remember this, but employees would look at you like, I'll whoop your ass. Like, how dare you?
Well, Amazon, I don't know if it still has this, but back then, the Amazon app, if you brought it up on your phone, you could scan the barcode, and it would literally bring up Amazon's price, and you're like, oh, you can have that in 3 days.
Yeah, early on, 10 plus years ago, and you did this, people in the store would look at you like it was a bad thing.
Yeah.
I mean, you pull your phone out now, they expect it. No one says jack. And if that lady's too nice to do it in front of you at the kitchen table or in the front yard when you're giving that bid, they are going to walk away and search it or send you on your way and search it. And if your brand's not strong and you don't look right and you don't look like one of the best, you're going to lose that sale. It's going to hurt your conversion. And it does the same thing to your lead flow as it comes through on organic or paid, no matter where it comes from.
Yeah.
And remember, the paid's going to fall really flat if the brand isn't in shape, and then you don't get organic. What's the best return on investment? What's the best lead? It's organic because digital branded signaling was strong. So you use somebody like Plumbing Webmasters and DataPins, and then you get proper return on investment. You exploit organic as much as possible, map ranking, social media, organic keyword terms, and if you do spend money on a funnel or a funneled ad, it'll actually convert. And I would argue somebody could spend money if they had as little as 2-3 trucks on the road.
Yeah.
They're literally going to make back all the money they'd pay on organic optimization with webmasters through just conversion of stuff they don't realize they're losing.
One point I'd like to make is you were talking about that step where they check you out before making the final decision.
Right.
If they found you organically, they've already gone through that step.
Right.
If it's paid ad, you have one more hurdle to get through.
Right.
So and that's the thing. If they come to you on a paid ad, you give them an estimate, and then there's that one more hurdle to get through. If they come at you organically after the estimate, they're usually ready to decide.
So they've already digested the brand, found you, and then the sales are better. When somebody and if you don't know this, you just don't know this. We're not making this up. If you're top of the dog in the local market in Pack 3 over and over again, these clients, you're already getting the best lead and the return on investment. That's why those companies are big. They're up there. You see them in ranking. They're getting the best ROI. They're very unlikely to shop them. They're converting higher, and they actually get to charge more.
Right.
Everybody pays more for it. You can go to Alibaba, and you can buy stuff cheaper. Do you go there? No, it looks scary as hell.
Yeah.
You go, it looks scary.
I know people
as
that
hell.
order from there and always like, no.
I ordered a mat to like a grounding mat, because I'm into that kind of crap. I don't sit on him. I paid way too much, man. I went to Ollie. I look back, same damn thing for $200. I paid like $800 or $1,000 for. But why did I buy it from these people? Because they had, I believe their brand.
Right.
I trusted them a little bit. Were they trustworthy? Probably not. But with the plumber, is that even more important? Absolutely.
Yeah, because that person's you're going to be in somebody's house.
You're cranking wrenches, turning stuff, and people don't trust plumbers at all.
Yeah.
At all. So
People don't trust contractors
any
at all.
contractor to speak of coming in the house, cranking on anything, they don't trust them. Hammering, cranking, pulling a wrench out, they don't trust them. So the brand is more important in your space than most spaces. So you've got a brand, you've got to do that. And it goes even a little deeper on that. So if they have already digested the brand and got an organic lead, the lead's better, they've already checked you. If it's a paid ad, the lead's rougher and they're more likely to search. People who pay for leads are more likely to get more leads and like get other people to come bid the job. They're very unloyal to you. So it's a rough turn there as well. You can collect less money, less loyal person, and really just a worse type of client, customer in the first place.
Yeah.
Somebody who wanted to get a lot of bids.
Yeah. A shopper, someone, a bargain hunter kind of deal.
It's hard to grow the company with just paid ads, and people don't know that.
Right.
So you not only will, then once the thing starts working, you'll get benefit already because you're getting a higher conversion. And then you'll begin to show high-end rankings on Google, Bing, ChatGPT, and AI search. I don't even know. What is Google calling their AI? I know it's not Bard anymore. What'd they change it to?
You would ask me now. I don't remember what they changed. They change the names of things so often it's hard to keep
Tired
up.
of it. But they're doing AI search, and they get the AI search from the organic rankings.
Yeah, it's. I like to make this point over and over. AI search is just a different interface for the same search algorithm. It doesn't. It's not you don't get different results in AI search.
Yeah. I mean, so branding gets a better lead. Organic leads pay more. Organic leads shop less. Organic leads are a better return on investment. They are more likely to be a long-term client, repeat client, refer you to people. Nothing wrong with paid, but if you're using paid, then you want to have good conversion. You won't have good conversion without the brand, and the brand itself will eventually be the cheapest lead you have, because once you get dominant and show up on AI search and algorithmic search on search engines, then the phone will ring daily with the best quality and most leads and best ROI. People that don't understand that you're a brand miss this, and they run around buying leads trying to. In fact, I would, for the most part, if someone doesn't start out and try to get organic, they usually die on paid anyway.
Yeah.
They'll live on service contracts, home warranty, commercial stuff that's difficult for you to earn a return on investment on, by the way. Very difficult to actually make money on. And so you can exist and sustain your business on some of this stuff, but most plumbers want a retail job.
Yeah.
They want to build.
Your growth will be very low. And one bad season can kill you if you're at that level.
If you're that lean. Yeah. So I talked about this. Someone was talking about it. I follow a bunch of guys for sales on Instagram, and somebody's whole sales thing on a mastermind was charge more. And if you don't market enough and you have to charge so little to keep that building manager, to keep the property management company, to keep they'll just tell you what to charge if you're doing home warranty work and stuff like that.
Yeah.
The 90-day net terms, the BS trying to get contractors and builders to pay you in the first place, all hogwash, horse shit stuff. I mean, bad to have to get money out of them. The plumber doesn't want to hire an accountant or bookkeeper to police the bad client base they have of GCs and building managers, but that's basically what it ends up being. Or paying for leads through cattle call companies like Yelp and Angie, and the leads aren't real, but you don't have enough time to call through their department that's intentionally meant to take a long time to get you to get a refund for the bogus crud they sold you.
Right.
And so all these things can be avoided by building the brand. I don't know, guys, if I had to, I'll sum up here and hit just a barely different nuance of this. You're a digital brand, whether you like it or not. If you don't understand this, you'll fail. If you don't get some help with this, you most likely won't do as well. How are you going to do as well when you don't have high-end technical services? We're like bean counters. My dad was a CPA. There's good ones and there's bad ones. There's mostly bad ones.
Yeah.
CPAs push paper. In fact, we have somebody on the other side of the wall. We have a CPA in this office here, and most of them are bad. They will just charge you return. They won't look for good tax strategy. There's very few good digital marketing agencies out there. And we were so good that we developed and pioneered software like DataPins in a different corporation.
And we were literally 5 years ahead of the curve
5 years.
on what Google was going to do.
Yeah.
And that's why DataPins has been so effective, is we kind of saw the future in a small way.
We've done great on our service part of it.
Right.
And we're very successful, and I'm not complaining, but I will tell you, if I'm in marketing and I understand marketing, I missed being the man to the brand and at least standing down and owning the brand at very least.
Right.
When guys go out there and blame other people on leads, or this guy did this to me, this guy did that to me, if you're listening to this podcast, you're becoming a better man, a better businessman, and a better brand. And most guys don't do it, and they go around and wah all they want. And then there's nothing written in blood from God or the devil that you can go sign that'll say, hey, if you go spend this money, it'll return for you. Come on over here, son. We'll take care of you.
Right.
There's a bunch of charlatans and thieves and poor quality agencies out there that would love to take your money, and they will produce a funnel and throw up a bunch of money on ad spend, and you'll go kicking and screaming and crying. And what you didn't realize that you needed to build the brand and take care of everything, and then everything would take care of you. There's this huge thing out there called Google, and now it's the algorithm, now it's AI, and it's almost all still organically optimizable.
Right.
It's almost all organic, which means non-paid, like 80% of it. And the AI stuff kicking out is just organic,
Yeah, that's kind of the point I was making earlier, is that AI search it's looking at it's using the same algorithm and the same results. You just interface differently with it.
Yeah.
You go into a different thing to speak it or type it in, and it gives it to you in a more natural language instead of just giving you a list of links, but ultimately it's the same information.
It's mainly, and it's changing barely, and we're working on upgrades and movement of DataPins towards this right now.
Always.
But it's mainly still people on Google and AI search are older people that have money to spend on homes, that own homes.
Right.
Younger crowd still, but there's a slight shift occurring that we're preparing for 5 years early, 3 years early. I don't know how fast time moves now, so we're doing it now.
Yeah.
Right. But if I did anything differently in the last year, this year, 2024, is that I owned myself as the brand better and pushed myself out there more. I always know there's a better echelon of my understanding. There's a higher peak on that pyramid I can get up and look down upon, but I've got a pretty wide view right now.
Yeah.
And it all starts with marketing. Nothing. Who was talking about this? I think it was Cardone. Someone asked him what's more important, something in sales or marketing. You don't have a sale without the marketing.
Yeah, without the marketing, you never get the
There's
chance to make a sale.
There's no lead without the marketing, and then there's a sale. And then everything else in the line is solved. He turned it into a massive real estate empire by harnessing the older crowd of people through Instagram that had money to spend and invest in his apartment complexes and stuff.
Right.
So you have nothing without the brand, but if you'll focus on the brand and the digital brand and signaling, and then we help you with that aspect of it, and then all the other stuff falls into place and you can monetize it. And you can either just do stuff on algorithms and AI and map rankings in your website, or you can move on to funnels and other things and paid, but you don't start there because the foundation isn't built because you have no brand. And once the brand is built, you get leads and you may not need the paid funnel, but you still have a funnel.
Yeah. And we've had clients that have come on board with us that we've been able to do that for them, quite a few, where they were relying on paid and they stick with us for a while and then they tell me, I was able to discontinue my paid ad spend.
Yeah, it's
And
literally
just go with organic.
can be 5 times, 10 times better, not an exaggeration. And it is usually about 75% or more of the organic traffic is before there's any paid.
Right.
And the leads are better on top of that. And the return on it is better. So it ends up being like hundreds and hundreds, if not 1,000% better than paid. Don't hate any funneling stuff, and you still funnel without paid. But I don't hate it either. But you got to lay the foundation first, and this is the understanding.
Well, as I said before, organic will fill your funnel, and it will also help you convert the funnel at the same time. Paid will fill your funnel,
Right.
but it doesn't help you with the next step.
And you can have some aspects of it. You can do some stuff in your funnel. You can have some interesting little videos, but you got to build the whole brand. The consumer's not stupid.
Right.
They're going to check you. Guys, when you're ready, we help with all this. We're very easy to speak with. We've been a month-to-month agreement for a long time. Most clients stay for years, but we've been month-to-month forever. Like, subscribe, DM, call, email when you're ready. We look forward to hearing from you.
Take it easy.